What's up, DC Squad? Today we're going to be reviewing the Justice League, Aquaman and Cyborg from Mattel's DC Comics Multiverse. I picked these up at the same time that I picked up the Flash figure from my previous Multiverse action figure review, and I figured, what the hey, let's do a 2-for-1 deal where I do 2 figures in one review. First, let's start with Victor. Let's give him the screen time first. He comes with the left arm and the battle axe of Steppenwolf, and on the back you can see here that if we manage to pick up all of the figures, we could build the Steppenwolf. However, I likely won't be. Not a fan of the tactical suit, have a Wonder Woman that looks just like her pretty much, and I'll likely pick up the Superman loose. These are 30 bucks a pop here. You gotta pick up figures that you really want. Unless I find these pieces on eBay cheap, the Steppenwolf is probably not in my future. However, we currently do in the present have a Cyborg to open, so let's open him up. You're lucky I wasn't on the Justice League. I got this knife and I would just cut you just like that. Rah! Open it up, pull him out, and here's what you get. Look at all these bits. I'll pop it out. It should go down there. Wow, that didn't want to come out. Damn, that package was loud. So you get Steppenwolf's left arm, as previously stated, and you get that battle axe. You remember the one that Superman froze and Wonder Woman chopped in half with her magical sword? Yep, that's the one that you get. Let's pop it in there. You just gotta push. It's kind of bent. Seriously though, get a look at the detail on that. That actually looks pretty darn cool. It makes me want to pick up the Steppenwolf Build-A-Figure parts off eBay just to see him hold this crazy axe. He also comes with what I presume is a sonic blaster, so I'll put that on later on in the video. And then we have Cyborg. It's funny, he kind of looks like crinkled up tinfoil. I'm sorry if that's offensive to people who really like the look of him. I just think that he looks better in the end credits. Right at the end, they show him with a change of his suit that looks more like the comic book accurate one. It looks like he's covered in like molten, crumpled tinfoil. Don't get me wrong, I like him. You could just tell that this is like the first version of his suit, and he's definitely going to look different in the next Justice League movie. That is if they make one. I hope they do. Just taking a close-up look at Victor here, we can see that it looks pretty darn cool, though. I mean, his crotch looks like a dragon face, which is, that's a thing. But the figure itself looks really nice. They got the silver painted highlights, and they have the gray here as well, like with the details. They got the red light shining through. You know, for a Mattel product, it's actually pretty darn good, because sometimes, oh no, he lost his arm, darn it. Oh, no worries, I replaced it with his blaster. So yeah, that's what he looks like with the cannon attached to his arm. I'm assuming that you can actually put it on whichever arm you want to, that either one of these will come off, but this one just kind of popped off and I put it on out of convenience. I'm not going to waste an opportunity to stick a cannon on a guy's hand. I would hope that you guys wouldn't miss an opportunity to replace my hand with a sonic cannon. Geez, who doesn't want a sonic cannon for an arm? Now, taking off the cannon actually is easy enough, and putting on the arm, again, is simple enough. Yeah, this is actually really loose and really wibbly, so it's clear that they want you to use it here rather than on the other arm. Wow, that's really something loose. Look at that. I have to say that's something that I am not impressed with. Not one little bit. I know, dude, not your fault. You're just the guy with the wonky arm. Articulation for Cyborg is going to be as follows. The shoulders go up that high. That's pretty much all you're going to get out of them. However, they do rotate 360. He has a good range of motion that way. The biceps have a full bicep swivel. Single jointed elbows, not double jointed. They do look kind of cool. They got those, very stylish looking joints down there. And then you've got a rotation here where the arm can join, where you put the cannon on. And then you've got, is there wrist articulation? No wrist articulation. So instead of wrist, it's right here. Not here, but here. And then you've got no ab crunch, as is the case with all of these movie figures, but you do have a swivel 360. The groin on this figure is the old DC Universe classic style groin, rather than the Flash, who had the new Multiverse style groin, or something very similar to it. You have rotation up here above the knee rather than up here, and you have a single jointed knee on both legs. And then the ankles, oh, you know what? There is a surprisingly large amount of articulation on those ankles. Wait a minute. Am I spying rockers there? Or is that... Hold on a second. Get up nice and close. No, they almost look like old school DC rockers. Oh, they're way different. Wait, there's something going on there. What the heck is going on? Ah, hell, both ankles are actually different. There's definitely something going on there that's sort of weird. Yep, I thought we were dealing with maybe an old school style rocker, but we're not. Something is weird. That's what it's supposed to be like. See how the ankle kind of fits right in there? And not like that. Anyway, being a customizer, it's not something that I can't easily fix. It doesn't affect the character's ability to stand. However, right out of the box, I shouldn't have to be doing any kind of custom work on a figure to bring it back up to the standard that it should have been when it left the factory. Sheesh. I'm sorry, man. It's not my fault. I'm just the guy they made a likeness of. Here, be distracted by all the fine detail work on my back and my buns. Seriously though, I really do like the head sculpt on this guy. I think they captured his likeness quite well. Anywho, alright, so we're done with him. We're going to stick him off camera and we're going to bring in Aquaman. Aquaman, superstar, Jason Momoa, there you are. Every time I look at you, I can't understand why you let the things you do get so out of hand. Sorry, broke into song there, that's my bad. He just looks like Jesus, or at least the stereotypical Jesus, if he was a weightlifter and possibly did steroids. I kid, I don't think he actually does steroids. Oh look, distraction, here's Steppenwolf, I bet you he does steroids. Nobody done get that big unless they do some steroids. Anyhow, Aquaman figure number 4 comes with the right leg. So I'm gonna have the left leg, the right leg, the left arm, and also the axe, and that's probably gonna be it. Let's open him up. Cut along the dotted line, open him up, pull him out, continue the rhyme, and here's what you get. 1 Steppenwolf leg. One bent up trident. I mean, quintet. It's not really a trident. I know I harp on this a lot, but it's got 5. And the trident's got 3. Okay, fine. I'll stop talking about it. Seriously, though, this is not a trident. I think it's kind of interesting that they've decided to go the way of a silver trident as opposed to a gold color trident like they've always gone with. I'm just going to try and straighten that out. Okay, bend it really far that way and whoop. Oh, that's a bit better. Oh, geez. And next we have my man, Jason Momoa, the Aquaman, and possibly one of the most brilliant casting decisions in the entire DCU. He plays the long-haired, slightly annoyed, bearded version of Aquaman, and yet he does his own take on the character and does it brilliantly. He is absolutely one of my favorite things about the new Justice League movie, and I love Jason Momoa, and I love the way he plays Aquaman, and I love his figure, absolutely. That's not to say this figure's perfect, it definitely, just at a glance, has some problems. For one, the whole upper area, like the head itself, seems just a little bit too big for the body. Just a smidgen too big for the body. But I'm not going to knock too many points because, I mean, just look at it. This is clearly one of the standout figures out of all the Multiverse Justice League figures. Faux shizzle. Just look at it. It's a thing of shiny green and gold beauty. Now let's just take a quick moment here to appreciate some of the finer details of Jason Momoa's Aquaman suit here. I really like it. I think that this translates really, really well into an action figure. It's interesting, it looks badass, it looks tough, it looks practical as far as ancient Atlantean tech and armor goes, and I absolutely love it. It looks altogether nothing like the comic books, and in this case, I am 100% okay with that. Now something to note here is that he actually has 2 different size hands. This is a regular closed fist, and it's actually more or less in scale with the body, and then you have this really giant hand here for holding the trident, and I'm looking at this hand thinking it's probably a hand that's been reused from one of the smaller, more kid-friendly 6-inch scale figures. That's at a guess. That's what I would guess this is from. Hold on, let me check. There, see? My boy has an Aquaman figure. And you know what? They're actually not the same hand. That's not to say that... See, this is actually from Batman v Superman. They released... Oh, geez. Would you please stand up? Thank you. You must be Slim Shady. It's almost like the 4 Horsemen sculpted this hand right here. While this big one was maybe sculpted in-house or something. I don't know. Either way, it's a little strange and looks a little weird. Now all that weirdness of the big hand situation is so that he can hold his trident, and it fits in the hand actually quite nicely, nice and firm. It's not going anywhere, so that's a huge, huge plus. I do want to point out that while looking at the face here, I can tell you that the eyebrows have been sculpted one way and then they've been painted something completely different. They didn't actually go over the sculpting, although I notice that a lot with DC figures. They'll be sculpted one way and painted that way on the prototypes, and then when they hit production, the eyebrows usually look completely different. Now Aquaman's articulation is as follows. The head's on a ball joint, and for an action figure that has a fair amount of hair, there's actually a fair amount of movement for that much hair and beard being in the way. The shoulder pauldrons actually move up and down, and you know, there's a pretty wide range of movement all the way up, and you can rotate 360. The pauldrons do not get in the way, surprisingly. That's good. You got the bicep swivel, you got your elbow that's on a single joint, and does it rotate? Yes, the elbow actually rotates on a pivot as well. You got the fists, and they rotate at the wrist. You've got your waist, and that swivels 360, and then you got your groin, and that is the new Multiverse ball joint style groin, which is cool. If you remember, that's the older style right there. That's on a hinge, and that's on a ball joint. So, you know, I quite like the direction they're going with those. You got your single jointed knees. However, they also can rotate and rock like that, which is kind of cool. And then you got your ankles, and the ankles have about that range of motion there. It looks like he's wearing golden loafers or tap dance shoes. Loafers. Yeah, golden loafers. I am the Aquaman, king of Atlantis. No making fun of my golden loafers. Whoa, sorry, okay, Aquaman, I won't mention them again. He's got golden loafers. Now for our size and scale comparison shots, on either side we have DC Universe Classics scale versions of the characters. We have the 1980s Cyborg, and we have a little custom kit bash, long-haired, pre-hook hand Aquaman. And they're roughly the same size as DC Universe Classics, although DC Universe Classics tend to be bulkier. Except for this one. He's got giant shoulders. But in general, DC Universe Classics tend to be bulkier than the movie figures. On this side, we also have the Total Heroes version of Cyborg. He was handy and easy to grab. He's another 6-inch scale figure, and he's actually a little bit taller and bigger, well, a lot bulkier, but a little bit taller than the movie version of Cyborg. And on the left, we have, going with the long hair and beard theme, we have my custom DC Direct Aquaman figure, who's actually a little bit taller and bigger than the movie version of Aquaman. And then for our final size scale comparison, we have the DC Icons version of their counterparts, and you can see that the Multiverse figures are much, much bigger. But hey, I mean, I think we all kind of knew that. I mean, DC Icons are definitely on the small side of what you would call 6-inch scale figures. Some more than others. Aquaman, Mr. Miracle. But as you can see, they're going to look fabulous alongside all the rest of their Mattel Multiverse Justice League action figure compadres. Flash, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman are going to happily welcome these two into the fold. Anyhow, folks, that's all she wrote for this video, so thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. I really appreciate you taking the time to do so. If you liked the video, please leave a like on it so I know that you liked it, and it lets me know that hopefully I'm doing something right. If you have anything to say, anything at all, please leave it down in the comment section below, because I do read absolutely every comment. And if you think you might want to see more from my channel show up in your inbox, well, just hit the subscribe button. Remember to ding the bell so that you never miss a video, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, DC Squad. Have a great day.